Welcome back. Now in the previous video we have successfully installed the application that will be used to view our PHP code, and so now we're going to start out with writing some PHP code. But before then, I will like us to know some basic things about PHP. Now all PHP codes have a beginning and an ending tag. Okay, I'll just call that a tag, and it goes with the less than question mark, PHP, and the question mark greater than. Now this is the opening tag right here, while this is the closing tag. Now any PHP code that you are writing goes in between this and this right here, else the server would not recognize it as a PHP code. All right, so now we are going to quickly look at how to embed a PHP code into HTML. I'm going to create a basic HTML file quickly. If you would me, you can join me. Let's do that. Okay, so HTML, and I'll just open and close it immediately. HTML. So we have the head tag, a head open and head close, and inside the head we have a title tag. Title, let's call it begin, and I will just close that right there. And let's go down to our body tag, and we have body close. Now in our body, let's just write a text. Let's just say this is our first script, for instance, and we happen to save this as first.html. for now, let's say HTML, and we load that in our browser. So I'm going to remove the PHP info and put first.html. Now you discover that what I wrote right here, this is our first script, is displaying on the screen. Good job there. But what if we decide to embed PHP into it like this? Let's say okay, PHP, and we say, let's use the PHP info we used in our last video. So PHP info, yeah. So now let's save that and preview it. Let's refresh and see. Now we'll discover that nothing is being displayed on the screen. Now the reason is, the question is, why is it that nothing is displayed on the screen? The answer is very simple. Okay, now the reason is because the extension is .html. Okay, when you're writing a script with PHP tags inside, your file must be saved in .php instead of .html or whatever. Okay, you must save it with .php so that the server must recognize that the first and foremost is a PHP file, and inside the file it search for PHP tags and execute the PHP codes inside the tag. Do you get it? So now we're just going to save this as, we'll do a save as and change it from first.html to first.php. I'll save that again, and then come and change the HTML on my web browser to PHP, and I'm going to load that, and blam, we have our PHP info displayed on our browser. Okay, so that is it. And one more thing, you know, PHP does not, now if for instance we have a code like this, we have this PHP, and we have this, and we have php info that. Now let me do a save. Let's call this second.php. Now in PHP, white space is not significant. Okay, so you can have a code written like this in PHP, that's absolutely fine, and you can decide to say, okay, you don't want it like this, you want your own this way, you want to indent it like this. It's still fine, it will execute and give you the same thing. Let's check that out and see. So we have our second.php, and you still have our PHP info file there. So white space is completely insignificant in PHP. Okay, so get that while we continue our script in our next videos. Okay, and finally, any statement written in PHP must end with a semicolon. This here, it tells PHP that this is the end of a statement. Okay, now in subsequent videos you got to know what a PHP statement is, but for now just know that every PHP statement must end with a semicolon, else you might get some sort of error that you might not understand. So check your code very well before you preview it on the browser to make sure that there is no error or there is no mistake whatsoever regarding your semicolon in the end of any statement. Okay, so that is it. So I'll see you in the next video.